Today we'll study about Brachiopoda. This is a phylum. It is a bivalve animal, exclusively marine. It is exclusively marine. Only marine condition में मिले. So bivalve animal. तो तीन valve को This is a bivalve animal from which the two valve, one valve is larger valve, one valve is smaller valve. This side it is called as the anterior side. Sorry, this side is called as the posterior side. This side is called as the anterior side. And the larger valve, that side is called as the ventral valve. That is ventral side. This is dorsal side. The smaller side is dorsal side. Dorsal valve. So ventral valve otherwise called as pedicle valve. Dorsal valve otherwise called as brachial valve. This is one valve we can say, and this is another valve. So both the valves join together here. View from one valve, then it will look like this. The two valves join on this line. On the posterior side, it is called as a hinge line. And the posterior extreme end is called as your umbo. The area between hinge line and umbo is called as hinge area. This complete area is called as your hinge area. So this is the brachiopoda. So where this side is actually posterior side, this side is anterior side. हम जो फिगर करते हैं उल्टा करते हैं dwelling condition अनुसार कराई जोटा anterior को आजे मन को सेटा सब opening end ही था से पटे organism टा open way और जोटा posterior end था इतना completely close था तो तीटा valve वाला उटा larger valve उटा smaller valve larger को बोलते हैं pedicle valve क्या होता है जोटा process बाहर था तब कौन सा pedicle then dorsal valve it is called as a brachial valve. So you put a dorsal side, a ventral side, this is anterior, this is posterior. So to join the theta valve on the posterior side, that's on the hinge line. This is also brachiopoda. This is a view from one valve. The interior. Dorsal view, this is lateral view. These are general morphology of a brachiopoda, the valves and other things. So both the valves join on the posterior side at hinge line dentition. On the basis of teeth present and absent, there are two types of brachiopoda. One is called articulata, another is called inarticulata. So articulata, those brachiopods with their teeth present, inarticulata teeth absent. We can take an example of this. Another example, lingula. So in articulata, there is teeth on one valve and the corresponding socket on the other valve. So they can join together, which will help to prevent lateral slipping. So normally, if you join them in a particular way, so they will be lateral. There will be no lateral slipping. This arrangement it will help to prevent the lateral slipping. Articulata. So in case of inarticulata, there is no teeth or socket. They are joined by muscles. So you can take the example lingula. You can take another example coniata. Then we have muscle impressions. So these muscles they help to opening and closing the valve. So because the anterior side is open and closed, so that will help by muscle impressions. So muscle impression, the two types of three types of muscle impression you can say. One is adductor muscle impression, one is deductor, or you can say divaricator. Muscle impression and then adjuster muscle impression. So adductor muscle impression, this type of muscle impressions or this type of muscle because impression what we say because after the death of the organism the muscle will decay, it will remain as an impression. So that's why we say muscle impression. So adductor muscle it helps to close the valve, deductor it helps to open the valve. So adductor it helps to close the valve, deductor it helps to open the valve, and adjuster it controls the extent of opening and closing. It controls the extent of opening and closing. So these are different type of muscle impression that found in brachypod. So brachypod it can be found in different form. There some forms are attached to a substratum and some forms are free swimming. So there are different type of attached form. One is your brachiopods that attached to substratum by spines. These are spines. By spines, that's attached to a dog body or something. The example is just Strophalosia. Sometimes they one valve is attached to a substratum that is crania. Then sometimes a pedicle they are attached by pedicle that is example is your Terebrachio. And some forms are free swimming. The example is Prodoclus. So either they are free swimming or they are attached or stationary to a particular रॉक स्ट्राटा तो रॉक स्ट्राटा कौन होइतिबे कि कोनोसी गोटे कि प्रोसेसेस कोनोसी गोटे थिंग सहित से लागी होइतिबे लाइफ टाइम जदि these are तुमर attached form एतिक this is your free swimming form. So attached form रे she attached by spine, attached by one valve, attached by pedicle. द्वारा जो लिविंग कंडीशन अच्छी ब्राचियोपोडा लुक लाइक ए बोट लेकिन देखा बोट देखा बोट वाला देखा तब सब बोट सेल कौन sometimes also called as lamp cell. And also brachial skeleton. So brachial skeleton these are found in brachial valve, which are arm-like processes which helps to support the softer organ within the brachial valve. So brachial valve are softer organ. All the softer organs they are collectively called as locomotor. So brachial skeleton these are made of calcite which supports the locomotor. So there are different types. There may be consist of two small core plates. Those are called as crura. So may be loop-like. They may be spirally coiled. So maybe they are loop-like. Maybe they are spirally coiled. So crura, it is seen in a species or organism called Rinconella. So it is found in Rinconella. And loop-like, it is in Terebratula. These are examples. And a spirally coiled, it is in Spiriform. Pedicle opening. So pedicle opening is a triangular opening in the ventral valve. Generally, triangular opening in ventral valve or pedicle valve कहते but the pedicle opening that restricted to only ventral valve or it can be shared by both valves. So the pedicle opening it may completely restricted to ventral valve. So when it is completely restricted to ventral valve, this is called as a foramen. And sometimes it is shared by both valves. Pedicle opening it can shared by both valves. The pedicle opening in the ventral side, it is called as your delphirium. That was the ventral side. Or the nototherium in dorsal side. Nototherium in dorsal side. So this is a pedicle opening. This is a pedicle opening from which pedicle goes out. So it can completely present on this valve only, on the ventral valve only, or it can share by both valves. Here see from this pedicle commences with pedicle bar. So it can be present only in the ventral valve or it can share by both valves. When it is present only in ventral valve, those normally in ancient form it is present only in ventral valve. खाली ventral valve में था तो हम कहते हैं foramen, but it can share by both valve. तो दीटा valve को share करतो opening टा ताले जो part टा ventral valve को रोची ताको हमें delphirium कहते जो part टा brachial valve को रोची हमें ताको nototherium it is only restricted to ventral valve into pedicle opening to pedicle बाहर pedicle opening तो जो इसलिए pedicle बाहर है so किसी ना प्लेस बाकी किसी ना पार्ट जो फांका रहा जो pedicle suppose pedicle ଏତେ केला pedicle valve ଏତେ ବଡ଼ ହେଲେ pedicle ତାଠୁ जो ବାହାରିବ ସେ ଏତିକି ସାଇଜ ନୁହଁ ହେଲା so sometimes the pedicle is smaller than the pedicle valve so these spaces they are filled by or a plate secreted on the pedicle wall so pedicle wall मोरा material secrete हवा से plate produce करके आपको cover कर क्या pedicle opening so pedicle opening रा covering मोरा जदि delphirium dorsal valve nototherium so ventral valve में delphirium रोची ताहले तार pedicle opening को हम कहते deltidium sorry तार pedicle opening covering को कहते deltidium तो सिंपल में कोई प्रयोग covering of delphirium is deltidium so sometimes there may be a single plate or there may be two plates if there are two plates involved then it is called as deltidial plates so if three plates involved during the covering of delphirium three plates involved then two are called as deltidial plates and one is called as henidium similarly the covering of nototherium is called as your chilidium. If two plates involved, it is called as your chilidial plates. So that covering delphirium and nototherium. like आप कहते हैं deltidium और chilidium. Next में dimensions of brachiopoda. So dimension हमें क्या measure करते हैं? इतना का अपन measure करते हैं length, width और thickness. So the length from the posterior end to anterior end, so the length and perpendicular to length जो maximum था ताकि width को आ जाए. Thickness of the center of one valve to center of other valve. So length is from anterior to posterior end, then width measured perpendicular to the length is the maximum width region, then thickness is from center of one valve to center of other valve. So according to this dimension, there are three types of brachiopoda cells: one is peripherid, megathyrus, terebrachia. So in case of peripherid, hinge line is straight. So hinge line should be straight in peripherid, and the width is very much greater than the length. So here width is greater than the length. Then another that is megathyrus. The hinge line is straight, the line is straight, but the width is slightly greater than the length. Then another that is terebrachioid, that is the hinge line is curved. The hinge line here is curved like this, and the length is greater than the width. Here length will be greater than the width. These are the three types of brachiopoda on the basis of the dimension. Here, what the growth of brachiopoda? So as to the embryonic stage of brachiopoda, it is called as protegulum. So from the embryo, they will start to grow. So how they will grow, that will determine the shape of the shell. So There are three types of growth. One is hollow peripheral, hemiperipheral, mixoperipheral. So in hollow peripheral, cell matter will add equally in all sides. That means it will be like this key from the embryo, matter will add equally in all sides. So it will produce a concentric cell. But in case of hemiperipheral growth, the cell matter will add more on anterior side than that of posterior side. So the cell will be like this key. This is posterior side. Posterior side matter addition will be less. The anterior side matter addition will be more. So it will be like this. Cell will be transverse. It will grow like this. So in hemiperipheral growth, cell matter will add more on anterior side than of the posterior side. In mixoperipheral, cell matter will add on all sides, but more in posterior. So in case of mixoperipheral, cell matter will add more in posterior side. If you add more matter in the posterior side, then so the umbo it will extend and bend on itself. So, due to more addition of material on the posterior side, umbo bend towards itself, it will form a hook-like extension. It is called as a palindrome. So, called a palindrome. It is because of mixoperipheral growth. See, ये जो पार्ट आज कुछ ये जो पार्ट यदि अधिक ग्रो करिवो एटा आउट के निज आड़ को बेंड हे लाइक कि जोड़ा तुम कोनसी जड़ेर जो फ्रंट थाए से बेंड होता है से टाइप थे तो ये पार्ट जो अधिक एक्सटेंड कर ये बेंड हम एंड ये जो पार्टा इट लुक लाइक ए सेल्फ गोटे सेल्फ भाया देखा तो या कहते कौन पैलिंड्रोम जब मोर मेटल आड इन द पोस्टीरियर साइड these are brachial skeleton. These are loop-like brachial skeleton. Understood? So these are three types of growth. The cell structure and composition. So the cell wall of the brachiopoda consists of either 3 layers or 2 layers. So that is in case of 3 layer, it is periostracum, then one is called primary layer, one is called secondary layer. So in case of periostracum, it is the outer layer. Primary it consists of non-calcareous material. Then primary layer it is consists of middle calcareous layer, and secondary it consists of calcareous and inorganic layer. 3 layers in like this. This is the external part. Then internally it has 2 layers. So periostracum, then primary layer, then secondary layer. So in case of articulata we have 3 layers. In case of inarticulata we have 2 layers. Only periostracum, which is outer non-calcareous layer, then primary layer, composed of alternative platinum, calcium and phosphate and chitin. This is the cell structure. So brachiopoda cells has 4 spaces. So because of that, the 4 spaces are present. It is called as a punctate. It is called as a punctate. In brachiopoda, if it doesn't have any 4 spaces, it is called as impunctate, where they look like the 4 spaces. It is usually endopunctate, or you can say pseudopunctate. Then if it has 4 spaces, it is called as endopunctate. So there are 3 types of cell on the basis of these pores present. So like a small pore spaces present from outer wall to the inner part. Outer wall to inner part पर्यंत तुम तुम कौन pore spaces गुड़ा. तो एटा होची तुमरा कहती punctate. तो एटी कौन से तुम्हारा punctate नहीं, but it लुक लाइक अ कॉन्क्रीट जोटा कि पोस्ट मेसेज वाला देखा हो. So you can take Terry Brachula as an example of concrete set. जो concrete Brachula. Concrete मान बुझ पाता एमती मोला opening Brachula, but kernel Brachula, post message Brachula in the cell structure. About ornamentation, so ornamentation we have growth line marks and concentric circle mark from कोई period तक by radial lines. So radial line is like this, and concentric circulars like this. So these are ornamentation. Primarily, it has two special type of ornamentation. You can see this. This wreath is called as your plica, and the depression below it, or this depression is called as a sulcus. This is important ornamentation of brachiopods, which has consists of plica and sulcus. The shape of the cell, different shape of brachiopod achoti. So pedicle, brachial valve different cell shape है. तो तारी अनुसार different naming करा जाए. तो यदि biconvex कहवा ताले both valves are convex. Ventriconvex कहउचंती ताले ventral valve will be more convex than dorsal valve. Dorsiconvex कहले dorsal valve is more convex than the ventral valve. तबे concavo convex. तो जोटा देखो first सी concavo means होची that applies to brachial valve. तो जोटा फास्ट लिखे तो सब ब्राचियल वाल्व से अप्लाई वाला कनकेव कन्वेक्स मींस कि कनकेव वाल्व ब्राचियल वाल्व इज कनकेव पेडिकल वाल्व इज कन्वेक्स कन्वेक्स तो कनकेव सिंपली ब्राचियल वाल्व कन्वेक्स पेडिकल वाल्व कनकेव the reciprocate structure some valves have both type of structure like concave and convex in a single valve तो कहते हो था कि गोटे वाल्व में तुम्हें कनकेव पार्ट पाइबा गोटे वाल्व रे ही तुम्हें कन्वेक्स पार्ट सपोज कि लाइक दिस कि गोटे वाल्व दे एमथि हला तो हिंज पार्ट जदि तार कनकेव होची एंटर पार्ट तार कन्वेक्स से अनुसार तार नाम दिया जाए रेसिप्रोनेट से अनुसार कन्वेक्स एट अम्बो कनकेव एट अदर एंड वेंट्रल वाल्व डोर्सल वाल्व तार उल्टा हबो जदि अम्बो पाखरे वेंट्रल वाल्व कन्वेक्स तार ब्राचियल वाल्व कनकेव the reciprocate too. This is all about brachiopod.